Hi everybody, and happy Record Store Day weekend. I hope you got everything on your list this year. I got everything I wanted, pretty much, except for Monsters A Go-Go, which Joe didn't get this, he just didn't get that one. It didn't come. I also wanted Disturbed, Sounds of Silence, but that one I wanted really bad, and I ordered it on the day before on eBay because I wasn't sure if he'd have it, and I really wanted it because it's such a beautiful version of the song. And you know me and my covers, and Disturbed doing it. Wow. All right. So I got a lot of stuff to show you and talk about, and we're going to start out with what we're listening to in the background. We're listening to Stereophonic Space Sound Unlimited, the Fluid Soundbox. One of my favorite bands. This is red vinyl. Of course, Dionysus. Just beautiful background music. That's why I chose it. And I know a lot of you like my ambient sort of background music, Very fun. All right. Start out with some highlights of some Love Train, Vinyl Community Love Train VCLT that I got from Trish this week, which was really nice because it was really fun to get a package in the mail. And I'll show you highlights. She sent me a bunch of stuff. I'll show you my favorite things. She sent a letter, a little note that says, "To the majesty of podcasts, here are a few records for you. Peace, love, and music, Trish." Thank you, Trish. Very fun. This is my favorite thing. Volume 1, The Best of Disney. Collection of musical highlights from Disney film favorites. Now you know how I love the Disney music. Awesome stuff. Love to open podcasts with that stuff. Awesome. She sent me some Christmas. She knows I love Christmas. Christmas Hymns and Carols by the one and only Mario Lanza. Beautiful Elvis Sings the Wonderful World of Christmas. You gotta have an Elvis Christmas, right? Awesome. And one of my favorites, a Henry Mancini Christmas on RCA. Some of the most beautiful Christmas music in the world done by Henry Mancini. Awesome. Thank you so much, Trish. It was so magical. Okay, I got one eBay item, and that would be a new Charles Manson album. Check it out. It's called Walking in the Truth. Got a very scary Manson cover, and it's really great. Of course, it's another one of those that is recorded in prison. You can hear all the prison sounds behind him. In fact, I opened the Record Store Day podcast with this record, even though it's not a Record Store Day piece. I like to open with an oddball, and this certainly is one of those. And you can actually hear a toilet flushing in the prison. Like, that's how, he's recording these things from his cell. So you can just imagine. Really crazy. But look, great stuff. Walking in the Truth. The one and only Charles Manson. All right, Record Store Day. This is very exciting. Dogfish Head Brewery put out an album called Songs to Drink Beer By, or to drink beer to, or whatever. And it was volume 2. So obviously they had done this once before. And I wish I had gotten the album. I didn't, but if Joe still has it at Music Connection, I'll go back and grab one, because when I went to the liquor store afterwards, I saw that Dogfish Head also put out a brew for Record Store Day. It was a 4-pack, and it was a special release. It was called Records on the outside of the case, because the guy showed me the case. And then there were 4 packs of beer to drink music to. Look at that. So it's exactly like the album. The case actually had the same artwork that the album cover had. So it was music to drink beer to, and this is beer to drink music by. So of course I had to get that, and another heavy-duty record collector friend of mine came all the way from Hasbrook Heights just to get this brew over here in my town, because it's the only place I knew of that had it. And he told me it sells out pretty quickly, I guess, for people that are aware of the record and brew connection, Record Store Day. But a Record Store Day brew, how exciting is that? So anyway, here, this is what it looks like. Beer to Drink Music by. So if you see it in a liquor store, you'll know that that was the Record Store Day Bro. Grab it if you're a record lover anyway. It's so much fun. All right, Record Store Day this year was so fun. It was yesterday. It was April 16th, 2016. That's the first one of the year for this year. And what Raymond and I always do is print our list first, and then we go through and highlight everything we want so we don't forget or miss anything, you know. And that's exactly what I did. And I had my list in my pocketbook, and I went over to Music Connection, and he had every single thing on my list with the exception of Monsters A Go-Go. And you know how Record Store Day releases certain things in certain areas that may have been you know, a local release somewhere else, like maybe California, whatever. But I really did want it. It's okay. I got so much great stuff, and if I can get it on eBay or something, I will. No biggie. I was very pleased with my stuff anyway, because I did get most everything I wanted. First up, we got this beautiful Goblin 7-inch on beautiful purple vinyl. Really gorgeous. This is Suspiria, and this is a Italian release by a 60s prog band, a very awesome. Actually, it says on here, first 45 reissue in almost 40 years. And this is beautiful. And I played everything that I scored in the last podcast, so if you want to hear anything, you can listen to that. And then if your record store has any of the stuff left that you love, you can still grab it, which is really exciting. All right, this is made in Spain. This is the Syndicats. Beautiful 60s garage. This one is on Munster Records. This was originally released in 65 on Columbia. Here it is on 45 on Munster Records, and it is on the Horizon and Crawdaddy Simone. The Syndicats. Beautiful stuff. Of course, every Record Store Day, anything that they have by them, I have to grab. And this year it was Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. My Guitar, What's to Kill Your Mother. And Back with Dog Breath. Beautiful green and black splatter. I don't know if you can see that, but wow. So magical. And of course, I'm a huge Zappa fan. Have been a Zappa fan for over 40 years. That's frightening to say, isn't it? And one of the absolute musts on my list was the soundtrack for Nosferatu, 7-inch, beautiful silver vinyl. This one has Omens of Nosferatu, The Pursuit of Knock, and The Ship of Doom. And it says A Symphony of Horrors, 1922. Just absolutely beautiful. Just like getting the Franz Waxman album that I have of the soundtrack of the original Frankenstein. That to me, or I believe it was The Bride of Frankenstein. Still, one of my favorite things ever. So beautiful. All right, now we're getting into, this is the other thing that was an absolute must on my list, and that is the Silly Symphony Collection, The Skeleton Dance on 10-inch vinyl. Look at that. Oh my God. This is the cartoon from the 30s, I believe it was. Definitely the 30s. The cartoon Skeletons. I'm sure you remember it if you're an animation fan. This is so magical. Such a beautiful thing. And the other side is the Three Little Pigs. So they're taking silly symphonies and releasing them on 10-inch. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I was so excited about that. My love for the Stones and Keith Richards in particular. I got the New Barbarians. It says they offer nothing more than ear-to-ear violence. New Barbarians, 10-inch. Beautiful stuff. This was Keith Richards and Ron Wood's solo or side project. They were totally wasted and just having fun, just jamming. And it's really, really great. Had to have this. Well, everybody's fucking in a UFO. Rob Zombie, Record Store Day 10-inch. Should censor the cover in case anybody doesn't. But the artwork is beautiful, and it is. It's a graphic cover. It's really awesome, beautiful artwork. Reminds me of art that my friend Johnny Thief does. Really in that kind of style. Really beautiful. And airbrushy and just absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, this is a 10-inch from Rob Zombie that starts from the inside out, like another one that I had gotten from him on Record Store Day. I love that feature, starting from the inside of from the label out, just like an old transcription record, which Rob Zombie always gives us something magical for Record Store Day, and I love him for it. All right, this was a beautiful thing. This was like a high on my list also. This was something I really had to have. It's on red, white, and blue splatter. Look at that beautiful thing. And this is called Get Me Home for Tea. This is rare psychedelic rock from the UK. Isn't that beautiful compilation of rare psych rock? British psych rock, which of course I love. Really beautiful stuff. Of course, Joe Strummer, Gangsterville, 12-inch EP. It's a 4-record EP. I have the original 12-inch of Gangsterville, but this is just beautiful. It has, look at that picture, and it has so many great things. Just as with Zappa and Bowie and Strummer, I always have to grab something that they put out on Record Store Day. Johnny Thunders too, usually. But this year I didn't go for the Thunders one. Gangsterville, Punk Rock Blues, Sleepwalk, and Cholo Vest. Gangsterville, the one and only, the God, Joe Strummer. Beautiful stuff. A beautiful thing, David Bowie, 1966. This is Bowie's earliest recordings, the Pi singles. All his Pi label singles in one place. So it's a 6-cut LP of Bowie's earliest music. Really beautiful. Look at that. And it's very psyche. It's very cool. It's very Syd Barrett, who was a huge influence on Bowie. The beautiful rough guides. I always grab a rough guide because there's almost always something that I have to have. And Rough Guide puts out the most amazing things, and this time it's the Rough Guide to East Coast Blues. Look at that. What a beautiful thing. And this has like Blind Blake, Curly Weaver, Luke Jordan, Willie Walker, Bumblebee Slim, Reverend Gary Davis, Blind Willie McTowell. Really great stuff. And you know I love this kind of stuff. And another must. And I showed this to my friend who has gone to see Patti Smith with me for so many times over the years. And her response to me was jealous. Patti Smith Horses live at Electric Lady Studios, a 2-record set of alternative versions of the entire Horses album. It is so great, and I told her I will definitely put it on CD for her because she doesn't collect vinyl or anything. But this has, of course, Gloria, Redondo Beach, Birdland, Free Money, Kimberly, Break It Up, Land, and Elegy. One of the greatest albums of all time, Horses. And here it is on 2-record live Electric Ladyland. Isn't that amazing? I was thrilled by that. And a friend of mine, her husband went down to Ford's yesterday for Record Store Day, and he got her a copy of that signed by Lenny Kaye, which I thought was so cool. She said that he signed, I think, 5 copies. I think he signed 5 copies, and her husband got one of those copies for her. That was so, so sweet, right? I thought that was beautiful. I mean, I'd rather have it signed by Patti. I got Patti's autograph many years ago at William Patterson College. She signed her book, one of her books for me, and but that was kind of cool that hers was signed by Lenny. Very cool. beautiful, beautiful weather. I have more stuff to show. We'll take a little pause. Let me get some rants out there. Because I ranted enough about Record Store Day, right? In my podcast. Not that I don't love it. I'm just like, I feel bad that it's stressful on the record stores because they have to put out so much money. Then they have to worry about if they're going to move the merchandise. And I don't see why they wouldn't. The stuff is very cool. Lots of really neat stuff this time around. There was like a handful more I could have bought, you know, if I could have spent, you know, more. But I believe that some of the stuff that I'm into will still be around next week when I stop in Joe's again, and I'll get whatever I didn't get yesterday, you know, which makes me very happy. Normally on Record Store Day, after I go to see Joe, I would hang out with Craig, the Record King, the rest of the day, but I couldn't do that yesterday because a good family friend of ours, had a baby shower. How could you have a baby shower on Record Store Day? Oh my God. But she did, and I had to go, so I was stuck there for the afternoon. It was very nice and everything, of course, but I was just, all day I was thinking, I want to go home and listen to my records, you know. But I came home from the shower and I did the podcast, and it was beautiful, you know, because I got to play all the records and just enjoyed them. I said, let me just play them with you guys. It'll be fun. And the weather has been spectacular. Today was so beautiful. It was close to 80 degrees today. And so we went out to Andover, New Jersey, in the country. And we went to the Scranberry Coop Antique Center. It's one of my very favorites. It's owned by a bunch of awesome lesbian ladies who really do magical things with the place. And it's one of the best antique stores I've ever been to. And this year they added a beautiful spiral garden, and they do spiral circle works there, and I think that's amazing. They do women's circles, and the spiral garden had a spiral, almost like the Yellow Brick Road, you know what I mean? Like all the way around, you walk it to the center, and then they light fires in the center, and they have wooden stump stools all around, and they're planting a massive garden all around it. And she said, come back in the summer and you'll see everything in bloom. It'll be so beautiful. And it was so peaceful, and it was all like fenced off, and you had to go through a gate, a little magical gate, and go into the spiral. And honestly, it was a peaceful, beautiful place, and I was so happy. And I found some great stuff at their antique place, so I'm going to show you what I found. This is a beautiful thing. Look, mid-century lady with a ponytail. Isn't it beautiful? This is actually made in Germany. It has a large C. I haven't researched the stamp yet, but I will. Yeah, I'll research that stamp and find out who made this, because it's a German piece, and it's not regular, it's something else, it's foreign, but it's very, very 50s, very beautiful. Look at that. I know Manic Mark's gonna love that. I think Raymond will love that too. But look, she's got blue hair. Isn't that awesome? I love her. I think she's absolutely beautiful. She's in perfect condition. She's just really awesome. I can show you her marking if you're interested. Some people are interested in that. There you go. Right on the tip of her ponytail there. I don't know if you can see it, but just really beautiful. I love pieces like this. I remember years ago, me and Skeety were in Brooklyn at a place called The Thing, and he found a 50s lady head vase, and it was just beautiful. And I love her because she's black and blue. So interesting, right? Love her so much. And she's got, of course, very red lips. Beautiful piece. Just adore that. All right, I found some amazing 78s of my era in spectacular condition. This one, and I love the way the lady packaged them. I don't know. It just like looked like she was really into them, keeping them from getting scratched, and it was really nice. She was there, the merchant for this particular booth, and some of my favorite bands. This is Aunt Hagar's Blues, and the other side is Aggravate and Papa, one of the greatest early tunes of all time. And this one's by the Virginians. And look, she put them in their own big baggies, and the condition is ridiculous. I mean, they're new. Look at that. Beautiful Victor Batwing. Another Victor Batwing. This one is It Ain't Gonna Rain No More by the International Novelty Orchestra, another band that I adore, and the Hayseed Rag. Hayseed Rag Novelty Foxtrot by the Dizzy Trio. Isn't that magic? Batwing. Third Victor Batwing. This one is I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles by Selvin's Novelty Orchestra, one of my favorites too, Selvin. And the other side is Yearning by Joseph C. Smith. Joseph C. Smith, another one of my 20s dance orchestra favorites. And here we have another Joseph C. Smith. This one's Hitchy Coo Medley and Ziegfeld Follies. How beautiful. Look at that. All in perfect shape, like brand new records. Just so exciting. Then I found this percussion album that I do not have yet. It's funny how Manic Mark and myself keep finding percussion albums that we don't have yet, despite the amount of percussion records we already have. And this one is beautiful, Passionate Percussion. And this is Don Catelli and the All-Stars, of course, one of the command type. What is this? This is directional sound, but there's this is like the command type orchestra, all-star orchestras that they used to put together for command. This one happens to be directional sound, Miracle of Sound, really beautiful stuff. This has things like Taboo, jungle drums, you know, all the good stuff. Look, of course, the gatefold, very beautiful. I found Wild Things by the Ventures. Perfect, still in shrink. Look at this. This is beautiful. Wild Thing, Wild and Woolly, Wild Child, Summer in the City, Hanky Panky. Really fun Ventures album, like 60s Ventures, a little bit later. Then I found the Paris Mitchell Strings with Brass, Secret Agent themes from Thunderball, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Goldfinger, I Spy. You know, I love Private Eye music. Very, very fun. Secret Agent music. I absolutely adore it. And this is a beautiful piece. There were so many records at Scranbury Coop this time around, and they were all in amazing shape. Like, it's like they don't put out any crap, and their prices are insanely good. I mean, they really have good prices. They had 2 phonographs. They had a big Westinghouse portable, and they had another one. I think one of them was marked like $40. I didn't get the price on the, I saw an early jukebox in there. I didn't price that, but their prices are great. I'm telling you, really good prices. Like, you know, you find something, you say, oh, that's really cool. I bet you it's expensive. You look at the price tag and you're pleasantly surprised, you know. Many times over, it happened to me today. I was very pleasantly surprised with her. I got her for $28. I mean, and she's in perfect shape. Perfect shape. $28 for a mid-century piece. That's absurd. That's like almost like thrift store pricing. But yeah, so that's everything for now. Waiting for the Sounds of Silence picture disc by Disturbed. That's the only eBay thing I'm waiting for, I think. We're definitely going to go back to Joe and get that handful of other things I was looking at that I was hemming and hawing about that I'm going to spend well over $200 on record store day. So, you know, I have to like recoup and then go back and get the rest of the things I wanted, because I do want I want the Grateful Dead box set, the 4-record box set, because it's at the Capitol Theater in Passaic, 1977, and the Capitol Theater in Passaic was my venue. I mean, I was there twice a week for years. Every week we saw a concert. It was like at least once a week, often twice a week. Always there, constantly. That's when ticket prices were like $6.50. You know what I mean? $8.50 for a good orchestra seat. But that was back in the day. When it wasn't all about money. You know what I mean? When there wasn't that greed going on. But really awesome. So anyway, the weather's beautiful. I have the back door wide open. The French doors. I have the kitchen window wide open. It's finally nice. It has been freezing here at night up until just this past Thursday. We still went down to freezing, and they said if you had any plants outside to protect them, because they'd be ruined. And then we fast forward a few days and we're at 80 degrees. Craziest spring in history. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed your record store day. I certainly did. I always do. I would have enjoyed it more if I didn't have to, you know, take like 4 hours out of the middle of the day and spend them at a shower. But, you know, it is what it is. And I would definitely have spent the entire day in record stores. But I was very happy with, you know, with going in the morning and getting everything I wanted and doing the podcast, playing them in the evening. And finding this this Dogfish Head record store day brew was very, very fun. And if you are a craft brew drinker, look for this, and a record, you know, lover. This is the perfect little brew to have with playing your records. So that's all for me, guys. I hope you're having a magical, mystical, musical weekend. I love you all. I'll talk to you very soon. Comment. Make a comment. I want to hear from you. I read every single comment. And subscribe if you haven't already done so. I love you all. Mwah.